Welcome back, YouTube. Today we are playing PioFiore. This time I've collected some different endings for Orlok's route. Some were worse, some were better. You can watch me play live at twitch.tv/Pinker NeonNova. Enjoy the video. Transition. Now, remember, to start, we're going to do a lot of fast forwarding. And hey, starting off strong, I don't have to fix the audio right off the bat. That is amazing. Oh my god, I'm so happy about that. So thankfully, start. Main storyline, start. Skip the opening scene, yes. And where's my favorite button? Let me press it. Here we go. There's our enemy for this route. Watch this. Fast forward. And then I'll read to you guys all the new text, but for now, we're just going strong. So I hope everyone's had a good Saturday, my little voidlings. My little chaotic voidlings. Saturday. It's Sunday, isn't it? Oh my gosh, I'm so awake. Today I woke up and had a hard time getting going this morning. I was like, what am I going to do? So I just hung out with the kitty cat. And she was very cute and sweet. And then I did some chores around the house. And then Saturday was okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, you had a rough Friday, though, so that's understandable, I think. Yeah, so I hung out with the kitty cat, and then from there, I did some chores. Yeah, that was the next thing I did. And then after that, oh, I cooked. And by cooked, I mean I heated up some naan bread and put some hummus on it. And it was delicious. I'm not a big lunch person, so I have small lunches. Terry! How dare you? Little brat. His physical strength was beyond human. I know I couldn't make my escape from him. Please, please let me go. I want to go back to the church. I can't let you go. I came to you for a reason. But But I should have explained to you what was happening. I'm sorry. He scanned the area quickly to ensure no one was around. I can talk a little now. That is, if you're willing to listen to me. I understand. You actually trust me? I didn't trust him completely, but I believed in his words. He seemed to be pure at heart and not one to tell lies. I simply feel I can trust that you're not my enemy. Thank you, Pinker NeonNova. His eyes seemed to soften compared to the expressionless, doll-like face he had before. It feels strange to hear him thank me, considering the situation. So why did you take me from the church? If you really mean no harm, I'd like to hear your explanation. As you wish, Holy One. Holy? His words caught me by surprise. I repeatedly blinked in confusion. I can see where we went wrong in this. Did you at least get to eat something even though Terry was being a terror? Damn, I made a lot of bad choices last time. Thank goodness you didn't kill anyone. Huh? Hi, Rand. Human life can never return once lost. Hi, Faye. How are you? Bless you for not killing them. Orlok's expression softened, seeing me sigh with relief. I was also thinking the same. Good, and you. Well, I was traumatized yesterday by this game, so now we're going in for the best end. Yay, trauma. Hopefully good ending today. Yes, I am using a guide because once I do the blind playthrough, we go through and get the rest of the ends. And then after I finish all the ends of Orlok's route, it may have been all the food I have left. Oh, cool. Do you have to run to the store and get something to eat? Yeah, so we're going to do all of Orlok's ends. Hopefully I do them all tonight. And then after that, we can move on to the final man. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Gilbert Redford. I fight in the name of God, so I don't wish to kill unnecessarily. It would not be God's will. Wait. What Orlok just said didn't seem to make much sense to me. We're just fast forwarding through all the parts I've read. ... is the correct answer here. Going on to chapter 2. Hi, Yang, my true husband. Careful when watching. This game likes to flash white because it's mean. It's going to have to be more like by food. Let's say I love you. Okay, well, be careful wherever you're going, my dear. No problem, Faye. Sorry about that. I should have said it earlier. I just made all the wrong choices before. We weren't supposed to gaslight him, obviously. I guess. I really want to go. Please, I really want to go. If the Falzone is after me, then the church may be in danger too. It was only intuition, but it was still more than enough to make me anxious. He's a very cute little man. Understood. If you're so adamant about it, then I suppose it can't be helped. I can only hope that going to the church will ease your anxiety. Thank you, Orlok. Yang, come back. Orlok isn't a bad person. Hey, I made the right choice there. Thank you for playing with them. They must have had fun playing with you. I'm here only to be of help to you. Orlok looked a bit embarrassed and shifted his eyes away from me. I've never been surrounded by so many children before. It caught me off guard. Okay, you little goth boy assassin. You didn't have any siblings? Yes. I only had adults around me during my childhood. I see. So, that was quite interesting. Orlok looked at me with gentle eyes. Fast forward. Oh, my wife, she was on screen only for a second. Bring her back. There she is. Sorry it's going so fast and you came to not get context for this storyline. Where am I? Is it still dangerous? Boop a doop a doop boop. Hi, Yang. I want one too. Mister, could I have one too, please? You want one too? Yes, I do. And do you mind if I ask you a favor? The torta di rizzo here is pretty big and far too much for me. I can never finish it all, so I usually share it with Elena, my wife. If it's okay with you, Orlok, would you take the other half for me? Huh? Me? Orlok had been looking intently at the twins earlier. I figured that maybe he wanted to have one too. But I assumed he would simply decline if I asked him if he wanted one. Well, that is, if you want it. I broke the torta di rizzo in half and handed one to him. Oh my god, I can't read today. Jesus. Orlok was looking carefully at the torta in my hand. After a long pause, Orlok slowly reached out and took the half I offered. He looked carefully again at the half in his hand, then proceeded to take a bite. He quietly chewed without a change in expression. How is it? This is the first time I've eaten it, but I think I like it. Good to hear. As if he just remembered something, Orlok suddenly began speaking. But the panna cotta you made was, I like it better than this. Really? Then I'll make it again next time. What? You're going to make sweets? Oh, I love these two. They're so cute. The murder twins. Babies. Ah, only for Orlok. Make them for us too. Oh, they're so cute. And now we're fast forwarding again. Oh, I hate you, Lee. I hate you and your smug face. Watch concern. Fast forward. Hi, Nicola. Bye, Nicola. Hi, Yang. Oh, was that where he was choking me? Oh, I'm sad I missed it. Oh, no, that wasn't where he was choking me. I have a problem. Stop it. Nicola. That's where we find out that Orlok killed Dante Falzone's dad. Accusation. We're gonna watch that one. Means. Do we get to see Oliver? Yeah, we do. That's my other husband, but we don't get a romance in because this game sucks. I kid. I love this game. Even after I was traumatized. Less than 24 hours ago. Alright. Who's ready for a bad ending? Yang is the one who sets everything into motion. Woot! We gotta talk to Yang! My one true love. Maybe I can convince him to end the takeover of the church that's happening. With that, I got myself dressed and headed to Yang's room. Mind the trigger warnings, everybody. This'll may get rough. I took a breath and knocked on the door. Enter. Ooh. I think that was my Yang voice. Excuse me. I knew we'd be naked. In my head, I just knew. Oh. Yang must have just woken up. He wasn't fully clothed. How is this a bad ending? Hello, sir. I'm sorry. I'll come back later. I'll come now. Okay. Pulling myself together here. It doesn't matter. Speak quickly. Your return would be more of an inconvenience. Yang looked over me and frowned. Oh, he isn't in a good mood. Maybe I came too early. But there was no turning back now. I mustered the strength to speak to Yang. It's about the church. Could you please ask your men to leave? You are refusing my generosity? That's not what I meant. I appreciate everything you've done. But since there hasn't been any activity at the church, I thought they could leave already. I see. So you spat upon my offer. No, like I said. I hate being bothered. I love him so much. Look at his face. He's gonna stab me. I have problems, you guys. Yang grabbed my neck. Oh, that's even better. His grip was so strong I couldn't breathe. Hi, Rand. And just when I thought about playing with Rosberg a bit longer. Fine. I'll end this. Oh, please do. Yang's fingers dug deeper into my neck. The pain was unbearable, but I couldn't speak. Everything was slowly going dark. The pain slowly faded, and then I felt nothing. I said worse things than what you walked in on. I can guarantee I said worse things than whatever you walked in on. Hi, Yuki. That was bad end number 1. It was so good. Enigma. Hello, Church Twink. Bye, Church Twink. Was this when Nicola dies? That's sad. Get some F's in the chat for Nicola. Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. The boys are fighting. Oh no, Nicola died. Anyway. Commotion. Cole, did you see it? Did you see Yang choke me to death? It was so good. Yes, very sad. Anyways. Next time, can we run instead of fight? Run? No fighting? Yes. I had to take a moment. It was exciting. I had a moment. Okay, that's too much. But it was good. It was a great scene. It was wonderful. I loved it every second. Seeing what happened back there, I knew full well that it wasn't easy to run. Even so, violence hurts both those who suffer it and those who inflict it. Orlok looked thoroughly confused. He wasn't saying a word. What do you think, Orlok? Well, I don't know. I never thought about running before. There's not a thought behind those pretty dumb eyes. His eyes were telling me that he wasn't sure what to say, but... Are you worried about me? Yes, of course. Orlok gave a sigh, hearing my words. His confused expression went away. Thank you. That you would concern yourself with me. Truly, you are very kind. May I ask for a word? Wish. Oh, Nicola's dying. Anyway. We're coming up on our next bad end. I'm excited. Because it also involves Yang. Boop. Save. I'm not a saint in the first place. I still can't believe people would actually think I'm the person from the prophecy. Let's go down here. Why did it tell me to make a save file here? Oh, it didn't. I'm done. Rewind. The next place is the save file. Oop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay, this one we've done already, so just be compliant. This is the one we haven't done. I'll do whatever you say. I'll do whatever you say. Except you don't like that, sir. I couldn't do anything he suggested. So I'll just play along for now. I'm sure things would be worked out after I got myself out of this predicament. Orlok went silent, hearing my words. He seemed quite frustrated. Yang gave a sigh. I see. Is he gonna choke me out again? His grip tightened even stronger around my neck. I couldn't breathe. I tried to wriggle myself free. Ooh! Trying to take the easy way out, aren't you? Excuse me, Daddy? My consciousness slipped into darkness. I'll never know what happened anymore. Okay, he just broke my neck. Straight up. Yeah, he likes a feisty lady. I don't want to be used. Yeah. Listen. It's a problem. A bad problem. Press this button. Results. And this is when he's watching us run away. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-boop. Oh yeah, that's the cute CG when we're cuddling by the fire, asking a question. I mean, you gotta show interest in your man. The Falzone are having their funeral. Dante's deciding to murder Orlok. I get why. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Why are you apologizing? Well, I've been reliant on you the entire time we've been here. I wish I could help you with the shopping. It gets boring just being here and... No. Are you sure? Absolutely not. It's dangerous to move together, which is why I need you to stay here. I can move in a way that hides me from the Lao Shu and the Bao Zone. Okay. And if they do find me, I need to ensure that they don't discover this location. It's easier for me to move alone. It's a lot safer for you to be here. Despite Orlok's thoughtful explanation, it just meant that I was of no use. I didn't know what to say. Orlok saw that I was troubled. He began to speak. Pink, you are helping me. Huh? I can buy the groceries, but I don't know how to cook them, aside from cutting the ingredients. The delicious meals I've had these past few days were all because of you. Grazie. I truly appreciate your help. Thank you, Orlok. His words warmed my heart. I wanted to do my very best to make a meal that Orlok would enjoy. Fast forward, more than meets the eye. Oh, it's just going to autoplay that one? Okay. Gilbert, Dante, Gilbert. Dante and Gilbert. Were they gonna kiss? They might. Okay, now I'm looking at the guide and it tells me to skip these next two meanwhile, so. Oh no, it didn't tell me to worry about that one. Or skip that one. God damn it. I'm stupid. Anyways, let's look at his body. I don't know how far back to go now. I'm stupid. I was looking too far ahead. Rough night. Here we go. Rewind. Yes. Yes, I should watch this one. Okay. These can impact the endings, which ones you watch and which ones you don't watch. Now I'm only in chapter 5, so I have to watch this one. Dante. And then Gilbert and shot my boy. Now I see my boy. And say, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. What's important now is you, Orlok. Me? Even if you've been injured many times before, that doesn't mean you're not hurting. Orlok looked at me quietly as I scolded him. No one's ever said that to me before. Being in pain was normal, but no one around him ever cared or worried about him. Just thinking about it made my blood boil and my heart throb in pain. Fast forward. Oh, we're gonna go see... Oh, the cutie boy. What's his name? In a minute. The churchman. Who we hate. We hate him. You're only apologizing to me? How dare you? Von Frickface? These are the ones I have to skip. Duty and murder and aim. Okay. You deserve better. I brought food. Orlok, come in. I love you. It autoplays reason. We've seen this first one here. We're at 50% of the routes are done. Okay. I'm afraid of dying. This is when they become the knife lesbians. We save again. Obviously, we just select the other one, which is yes. I'm so smart. Okay, yes. Yes, I believe so. Peace is the most precious thing there is. I agreed with him after only a moment of thought. Are you sure? This isn't the first time we've been stabbed by a love interest, so... Yes, without peace, who knows what could befall those most precious to you? We would live lives in fear. That's why I think peace is most precious. Is more precious. Understood. If so. Huh? For peace. Huh? There goes my blood. A dagger sliced through my neck. Warm blood gushed out and sprayed across the room. Orlok. My voice was a faint whisper amidst the sound of gushing blood. It hurts. Blood flowed out along with my warmth. The last thing that I saw. I'm sorry. Were tears rolling down his eyes. I saw his boots last. The end. Load. I responded with no. Vroom. Oh, good. The next thing I don't have to experience again because I made the right choice. My baby Luca. Oh, he's so sweet and so innocent, and nothing bad will ever happen to him because he's a good boy. I'm going to live in denial of this part of this game forever. Nothing bad ever happened to Luca. They're just crying because they're so relieved. Abishtik. Hi, Yang. Bloodbath. Stop fighting. The boys are fighting. Don't watch this. I just wanted to protect you. I can't even do that now. That's not what happened. I pulled Orlok into an embrace, and held tightly to his shaking body. We're at new part. All right. You did protect me. You could have run away if you wanted to, but you didn't. You stayed and fought for me. If anyone is guilty of sin, it's me. Pink, why you? Orlok looked at me with tears in his eyes. I looked back at him and did my best to relay my feelings. Thank you, Orlok. I'm happy you're with me. I didn't want to die. I was so scared. I was lucky you were there to protect me. How many sins had Orlok committed for my sake? Good voice acting. Orlok held me tightly, as if I were the only thing left in this world. We embraced each other, supporting each other. It seemed we had both fallen asleep from the ordeal. I opened my eyes to the blinding sunlight. It's cold in here. Mm. Orlok twitched, then slowly opened his eyes. We looked at each other's faces, noticing our dry tears. I began to blush. I looked at Orlok, and he looked a bit uneasy. Woo! Church twink! Or Deus Ex Machina. He's gonna save us. We love him. When he shows up, you know you're doing your best. Amidst the silence of the ruins appeared a young boy. Who are you? Why are you here? Orlok jumped up and stood in front of me. A child? Out here? I looked at the young boy warily. The key maiden, Pinker NeonNova, and the disciple, Orlok, I presume? Nice to meet you. My name is Emilio. Emilio! The young boy named Emilio reminded me of a painting of a beautiful angel. But an angel wouldn't come to this place, much less a young boy like him. The fact he knew who we were was enough for me to keep my guard up. Disciple Orlok, I am a messenger from the church. A messenger from the church? Yes. It seems as though Rosberg has hidden your true role as a disciple. My true role? Allow me to explain. First, Rosberg has been deceiving you all along. His Excellency? Deceiving me? Unfortunate as it is, that is a fact. Orlok bit his lips and looked down. The fact he didn't try to refute what Emilio said was proof that he felt the same way. I wish I could have told you earlier, but I have my reasons. Emilio smiled and continued. Only a select few in the church are aware of the existence of the disciples. What I will say is top secret, so listen carefully. Orlok, a disciple's true role is to assist the keepers of the grave. What are you talking about? I'm sure you've heard the lore of this town. Yes. Is what you've just said about the local legend that's told within the town? What else does the legend say? What else? Well, I'm sorry. I'm not well versed in it. After all, it's lore from long ago. All that is known about it is that the person who built the church here and grew the town to what it is today. Have you ever heard of the person whom the angel left the message? A
とある聖
certain
人だ。
a certain saint received that prophecy.
現代に伝わる神
The
格は
current lore
不完
today,
全なものでね。
the current lore told
本
today
来の
isn't
神
complete.
格は
The
ただこ
prophecy
の地に
bestowed
教
wasn't
会を
simply
建
to
てろと
build
いうだ
church
けの
on this
内容
land.
ではなかった。
What do you mean? What did he just say? Protagonist, don't be dumb. A sacred artifact was hidden here to be watched over by the keepers of the grave. That is what was said in the prophecy. Sacred artifact. When I say keepers of the grave, I am referring to the current Falzone family. The Falzone family? Imagine that. Indeed, the Falzone hasn't always been in the mafia. They simply changed and adapted to the times. Ooh. Yes, they are the mafia now, but their true mission lies elsewhere. So then, my original mission as a disciple is to help the Falzone family? Yes, but it isn't something you could have known about without someone helping you, telling you. I can read. Don't let it burden you, Orlock. Oh, Emilio. Church twink, you're so sweet. In any case, that is the reason why the Falzone is so attached to this land. And you are involved as well, Pinker. I am? Me? Wrong voice. A seal was placed on the sacred artifact when it was hidden, so that intruders wouldn't lay their hands on it. In order to break that seal, a chosen maiden's help is required. Chosen? Yes, it is needed to be a maiden with the divine right to break the seal. Listening to Emilio's words brought a thought to mind. You are a clever child. You know what I'm implying. Indeed, you are the key to breaking the seal to the artifact. So I really was a chosen person, a holy person all along. Me? The key? I couldn't trust his words outright, but maybe it was because of his odd presence. His words were strangely convincing. The Deus Ex Machina of this game. The Falzone are aware of this, which is why they have been protecting you from the shadows. And that's why the Falzone family has been after her? Indeed. As for Rosberg, he sought to gain the artifact from the Falzone's care, to wield authority over the church. Wait a minute, Emilio. Bishop Rosberg tried to kill me. If I really am this key, killing me would mean that he'd lose his chance to break the seal. An astute deduction. There is another way to gain the artifact without breaking the seal. What do you think it is? I thought about the answer. Gaining control of the town.
そう。こ
Correct.
の土地を手に入
All
れて
he
しまえ
needs
ば
to
いい。
do is gain control of
こ
the
こに眠
land
る生
in
物
order
ご
to
と。
gain the artifact.
ロズベルグにはそ
Rosberg
のために
needed
し
to
なくてはい
manage
けないことが
a number
数
of
多くあっ
things in
た。
order to make that
ラオシュ
happen.
ウと手を結んだ
One
の
of
も
them
その
was
一つだ。
working with the Lao Shu.
だがラオシュウは君を
But
信
the Lao
託の
Shu
聖女
spread
と称
word
して
that you were
祭
a
り上げ
saint,
吹聴して
which
回った。
interfered with
ロ
Rosberg's
ズベルグ
plan.
の計画は狂い出した。ロズベルグはラオ
Rosberg
シュウとの
didn't
つ
want
なが
his
りを公表
connections
さ
with
れ
the
たく
Lao
な
Shu
かっ
to
た。
be known. He
仮
needed
にも
to
聖
keep
職者。
his pristine
清
image
廉なイメージは
intact.
不可欠だからね。
So he decided to get rid of me?
ロ
Emilio
ズベルグ
smiled.
教の信託が指し
He
示した
decided to
聖女
push the
は
blame
すべ
onto
て
the
ラオ
Lao
シュウ
Shu,
が勝手に語っ
saying
た
that
も
they
のと
were
し
the
て
ones who
処理するこ
fabricated
と
the
にしたわけ
prophecy.
だ。
Orlok frowned, hearing our conversation, and looked down.
それが本当なら、
If that's true,
やっぱり俺は間
I
違っ
was
てたの
wrong
か。
all this time.
かつて権威ある宗教家の指示に
People
よ
in
り
power have
戦
given
争が
orders to
行われ
start
たこと
wars
もある。
since long before your time,
その戦争は恥ずべ
using
き歴
God's
史であ
name
り
for their
過
own
ちだっ
means.
た。
They
では
stained the
間違っていたの
annals
は
of
何か。
history with
戦
blood.
った兵士
So
か。
who's wrong? Those who took up arms?
違う。
No,
間違ってい
the
たの
person
は
who commanded it
そう
was
させ
wrong.
た人物。
That person, in your
オルロッ
case,
ク、
is Rosberg.
君にとってのロズベルグだ。
Speak the truth, Church Twink. Preach.
それでも
But I still
殺
killed
した
them
のは
with
俺だ。
my own hands. Orlok's voice trembled in despair.
俺は自
I've
分が
done
正しいと
everything
信じ
thinking
て
it was right,
してはいけ
but
ない
it
こ
was
とをした。
all wrong.
その罪を償わな
I
くちゃい
need
けない。
to carry my sins. Hearing Orlok's words, Emilio gave a melancholy smile.
罪を償う
Sins,
か。
you say? If you wish
行
to
為の正し
discuss
さを語
what
る
is
ので
right,
あれば、ファルツォーネに彼女を
handing
託
her
す
over
こ
to
と
the
が
foul zone
教
would be
国の
right
考
in
え
the
方
eyes
と
of
し
the
ては
church.
正しい。 彼女を
Hand
ファ
her
ル
to
ツ
the
ォーネ
foul
に
zone.
託す。なんと言っても、ファルツ
After
ォー
all,
ネと彼
the
女の
foul
運
zone's
命
fate
は
and
神が
her
望んで結びつけ
own
てい
are
るものだから
intertwined by
ね。
God itself. Herself.
だけれど僕は
That
正し
said,
い道が
I
一
don't
つだ
think
け
there's
とは
only
限
one
らない
right
と思
path.
う。
Emilio, your family, by the lore of this game, historically supports the Foul Zone family. That is why your family and your line and your clan is attached to the church. And now you're saying, she doesn't need to go to the Foul Zone if you don't want her to. You're just making up your... Emilio is the Deus Ex Machina of this game.
どういうこと？
What do you mean?
それは君たち自身
That
が
is
考
for
え
you
る
two
こと
to
だ。
think about. Yeah. Keep calling him Angel Twink. Yeah. That's basically... It's the truth. I think. In my mind.
確かにロズベルグは間違ったことを
Rosberg
し
did
た。
wrong. That
しか
is
し
for certain.
彼が血も
But
涙
he
もない
does
人
know
間
what
だとは
compassion
思わ
is.
ない。
Does he?
いいかい、オルロック。
Listen well,
ロズ
Orlok.
ベルグにとって君
You
は
are a
と
threat
て
to
も危険な
Rosberg.
存在だ。俺が
Me?
どうして？
But why?
君はね、生まれてすぐに殺され
You
て
are
い
an
てもおかしくは
existence
な
that
かっ
could
たん
have
だ。
been killed immediately after you were born.
だけど、ロズ
But
ベルグは
Rosberg
君を
spared
生
your
かした。
life.
経過が。
His Excellency?
でも、俺は
But I
陛下
met
と
His
初めて会ったのは
Excellency when
ベ
I
ネト
was
の
at
養
an
護院で、
orphanage in Veneto.
人には知るべき真実と
There are
そうで
truths
ないも
that
の
are
がある。
best not known.
僕
That
の
is all
口
I
から
can say for
これ
now.
以上は伝えることはできない。
He's shorter than Orlok. Did I just notice this? Maybe. Little twinks.
知るべきと定められ
If
ている
you
の
are
な
to
ら
know the truth,
君はいつか
you
必
will
ず
learn of it
その理由
eventually.
を知るだろう。
Ugh. Orlok wasn't convinced. But it also seemed like Emilio had no intention of expanding that subject.
彼の中にあるであ
I
ろう
was
情
waiting
を
for
信じ
his
て
compassion
目
to
を覚ま
awaken
す時を
until
待って
now.
いたけれど、そろそろ時間切
But
れ
the
だ。
time is up. Emilio sighed in disappointment.
これ以上ロズベ
I
ルグが
cannot
罪
allow
を犯すのを
Rosberg
黙って見ているわけにはいか
continue
ない。
his ways any longer.
オルロック、
Orlok,
君にはこれから
you
ど
will
う
need
す
to
るか
decide for
どうした
yourself
いの
what
かを
to
考
do.
える必要がある。
俺が
What I want to
ど
do.
うしたいか。
君に未来と
I
いう名の
wanted to
試練
share
が
with
降り
you the
注ぐ
truth
前に
before your own
真
future
実を伝え
trials
てお
are
きたかったん
administered.
だ。最も大切な
What
の
is
は
important now
君がこれ
is
か
how
ら
you want to
どう
live.
生きていきたいかだと僕は。
Wait, I'd like to ask. I hurriedly tried to stop Emilio, who had turned around.
君たちが選ぶ未来
I'll
を
be waiting for you to
楽しみ
decide
にし
your
ているよ。
future. Emilio gently smiled and silently walked away. Ugh. Emilio was gone. For a short while, we silently thought about what happened. The truths Emilio revealed to us, the future, there was so much to think about.
あなたに聞いてほし
I
い
want
こ
you
と
to
があ
listen
る。
to what I have to say. Orlok broke the silence with a serious look on his face.
俺は芸家の
I
命
have
令で
killed under His
人を
Excellency's
殺してきた。
orders. I know this. Yes,
何人も殺した。
I killed a countless number of people,
何十人も。
but that's not all.
俺が殺した中には
Amongst those I
先代の
killed
ファルツォーネのカポも
was
い
the
る。
Falzone's boss.
つまり
I killed
ダンテの
Dante's father.
父親。
Wait, does Dante know that?
ファルツォーネにとって
As a
お前
Falzone,
は絶
I
対に
will
始末
see
し
your
なければなら
removal
ない存
myself.
在だ。お前に教える義
I
理は
owe
ない。
you no explanation.
これは
This
俺たち
concerns
ファ
the
ルツォーネ
Falzone
の
alone.
問題だ。お前さえいなければ
If only you didn't
俺たちは
exist, the Falzone would be. That would explain why Dante was so fixated on Orlok.
俺は
I
ファルツォー
abducted
ネに
you,
とって
and it
重
turns
要
out
な
that
人
you
物
were
である
someone
あなたを
important to the
奪っ
Falzone,
た。
even if
知
I
らな
didn't
か
know
った
about it
とは
then.
いえ。そして
I
ダン
also
テの
killed
血縁
Dante's
であ
own
り
family,
片腕でもあ
his
る
father,
ニコラまで殺し
his
てしま
right
った。
hand, Nicola. I mean, it's just Nicola. But you weren't planning on killing him.
それでも
Even so,
殺したのは
I
俺だ。
still did.
ダンテの怒りは
Dante's anger
深いと
burns
思う。
deep inside. Orlok looked like he was in pain as he recalled all that he'd done.
俺が使徒として正しい行いを
Even if I do the right
今
thing
から
as a
あなたをダン
disciple
テ
and
に
offer
渡した
you
と
to
して
him,
もダンテは
I doubt Dante would let me go. Orlok closed his eyes and frowned, feeling the gravity of his past. Achoo! It was close to evening now, and the air here was getting colder.
大丈夫。
Are you all right? Yes, I'm fine. I just felt something brush against my nose.
さすがにこの
It
時期に
probably
ここ
isn't
で
a
もう
good
一
idea
晩
to
過ご
stay
すの
here
は厳
overnight
しいかも
in this weather.
しれない。
No, I'm fine, really. Thank you for being so considerate.
どちらにせよずっ
Regardless,
とここに居
we
続ける
shouldn't
わけに
stay
はい
here
かない。
much longer. But the mafia is watching the roads.
そう
Yes,
だけど
which also
今は
means it's
逆
our
にチャン
chance.
スかも。
Chance? After a moment, I realized what he meant. The Laoshu is without a leader. So the place where they were watching us may be open now. Orlok nodded.
脱出するにしろしないにしろ
Whether we make our
俺たち
escape or
は
not,
相
we
手の
need
動
to
き
know
を
what
知る
they're
必要
doing.
がある。
But even if we do escape alone, where will we go?
わからない。
I'm not
で
certain.
も安全を考
But
えれば
wherever it is,
とにかく一度
it's still
街
safer
を
than
出た方
being
がいい。
here. Leave town. I recalled Orlok suggesting that to me before. But now it felt even more likely that it needed to happen. If so, there was something I wanted to do. Orlok, if we're going to leave, I'd like to visit the church one last time. Even just seeing the church from afar. I know I'm asking for a lot, but I wanted to see the place I'd called home one last time.
まだ昨日の今日
The
だから
Laoshu and the others may not have gotten a hold of the situation yet.
今なら
I think
街
we can
中を
make our
動け
move
る
now.
かもしれない。
Really?
確約はできない。
It's not a
街に
guarantee,
近づいてみたらダメだったって
We'd have to
なるか
see
も
how
しれない。
things are out there first. I understand. I also know I'm asking for a lot.
でも
Don't worry.
今の状況を把
I
握
was
するため
thinking
にも
we needed to head to
街に
town
降
to
りる必要
determine
はあ
what
る
was
と
going
思
on
ってた
anyway.
から。
I'm okay. I just needed to cough. We're good. We're all good.
どうせ行くなら
If we're going
でき
there,
るだけあなた
we
の
may
希
as
望
well
に添え
fulfill
たら
your
いい
wish too.
と思う。
Thank you, Orlok.
じゃあ
Now
まず
then,
はアルカを目指して
let's head to Arca. Are you
Go.
ready? Orlok smiled, extending his hand out to me quite naturally. But for some reason, he stopped. What is it? Orlok didn't say anything. Instead, he turned his face away. Oh. I looked carefully, and discovered that Orlok's cheeks and ears were bright red. Seeing this, I asked, "Are you blushing?" I didn't expect him to blush like that, so I asked him directly to see his response.
そうかも
Perhaps.
しれない。
Oh, baby. Orlok mumbled hesitantly in response to my question.
今までこういう気持ちになっ
I've
たこ
never
と
blushed
ないか
before,
ら
so I'm
よ
not
く
sure
わからない
if
け
this
ど
is it.
逆に
Strange. I'm not sure
どうして
I
今ま
was
で
able to
普
touch
通
you
に触れる
before.
ことができてたんだろ
I'm
う
not sure how I was able to touch you before without blushing.
ちょっと
It's
困る
difficult because
あなたは
you're a girl.
女の子
I've
だから
always been a girl, boy. Is that so? Well, that was unexpected. Now I feel like I'm going to blush.
どうすればいいの
What should I do?
かな
Kiss me. Huh? Well. Orlok was still blushing as he looked at me with those pure eyes.
あなたも
Your
How
face
about-
is red too.
赤い
No, it's not. Of all the times to blush, even though I denied that I was blushing, I could feel my cheeks growing hotter by the second.
あなたは平気
The redness of
じゃ
your
あ
face
俺
doesn't
にも
bother
教え
you?
てこんな時
Can you tell me how
どう
I
すれ
can
ばいい
handle
か
it? Deal with it. Well, it's something you'd need to figure out for yourself, or else you won't learn why you're blushing. Uh?
えっと
Shall we?
じゃあとりあ
After a brief pause, he extended his hand to me again. Yes. It was a bit embarrassing, but I reached out and took a hold of his hand. Feeling the warmth of his hand made me breathe a sigh of relief. Back in town, I didn't see any mafia members around. But to be safe, we decided to head through the alleys towards the church. The church was just ahead of us when we noticed something odd. We heard noises, screaming. That was very unusual in Arca. We hid ourselves behind the corner and took a peek around to the church.
全部ぶっ潰してやる
Smash them all.
派手に暴れてやるぜ
It's payback time. We saw the Lao Shu storming into the church grounds with weapons in hand. The church!
待って
Wait,
俺たちをおびき
It
出
could
すた
be
め
a trap.
の罠かもしれない
they may be trying to lure us out. I was about to leap out from our hiding spot, but Orlok held my shoulder down. But I can't just let them do this. Orlok looked at me for a moment, then looked at the church.
音の感じから中にいるのは
From the
30
looks
人
of
前
it,
後だと
there
思
are
う
probably around 30 of them.
それくらいの人数なら
If that's all
俺
they
一
have,
人で
I
動け
can
なくで
mobilize
きる
them
と
easily.
思う
A thought crossed my mind, hearing his words. Orlok doesn't want to harm anyone. I grasped the hem of his coat lightly to stop him from going. I think he knew why I was holding his coat. He smiled and shook his head.
話して分かってくれる奴らじゃ
They won't listen to reason. Orlok gently placed his hand over mine.
教会は
The
あな
church
た
is
に
a
とって
special
大
place
事な
to
場
you.
所
I need to fight to protect
守る
it.
ためには
Thank you, Orlok. I stopped myself from saying sorry. Orlok's kind words brought pain to my heart, knowing how helpless I was. Is there anything I can do?
それなら
Stay
俺
by
の
my
そばにい
side.
て
That way
近
it's
くにいてく
easier
れ
to
た方が
protect you.
守りやすいから。
Okay. We entered boldly from the main entrance. We looked around inside to see only the Laoshu littering the halls. I breathed a sigh of relief, seeing that no one from the church or the town were there.
来ると思ってたよ、オルロック。
I knew you'd come, Orlok.
ヤンの敵
We'll avenge Yang.
絶対に
We'll
許さ
kill
ない
you.
私たちが
The twins I met were here with the other soldiers, all ready to pounce.
悪いけど
I'm
殺される
sorry,
つもりはない。
but I don't plan on dying. His words pulled the trigger. The Laoshu all ran towards Orlok, weapons in hand. Orlok gracefully dodged their attacks and targeted their arms and legs.
お前がヤンを
You killed Yang.
覚悟しろ
Eat this. Orlok parried his knife away, then stabbed the man's thigh with his dagger. Ah! Orlok kicked him and knocked him unconscious.
次は僕の相手してよ、オルロッ
It's
ク。
my turn, Orlok.
ずるいよフェイ
Hey, no
私も
fair,
一緒
Faye.
ね
I want to fight too. They were serious about killing Orlok. Lan swung her long weapon down over him. Faye crouched closer, then slashed upwards towards Orlok. Orlok simply stood there to take the blows. He kicked Faye's sword on its side, then closed in on Lan. Ow! Lan! Orlok could stab her with a fatal blow, but instead he elbowed her in the stomach. Lan was struck back and rolled onto the ground. Faye swung his sword at Orlok from behind, but without a single look, Orlok dodged the swipe and kicked Faye's chin. Ugh. Faye's body flew in an arc through the air and landed on the ground with a thud. But the fighting wasn't over yet. Even without the twins, the other men continued their attack on Orlok.
オルロック
Die, Orlok, die! Some continued to crawl after Orlok, even after he broke their legs.
しつこい。
Persistent. Wrong voice. Persistent. Leaving them could cause complications later. Orlok begrudgingly continued his attack on the soldiers until they were knocked out. The Laoshu were risking their lives to avenge Yang's death. Was Yang that respected? It was quite hard to imagine. I respected him. The place for prayer was boiling over with violence and hatred.
いい加減に死んじまえ
Just die already. No. Leave my baby boy alone. Orlok avoided his attack easily, but he wasn't striking back right away. Knowing how Orlok fights, he could have struck him while dodging his attack. Orlok was breathing so heavily that his shoulders were moving. Yang wounded Orlok pretty badly enough to his Yang wounded Orlok badly enough to affect his fighting here. And yet, he was still fending them all off.
これで最
This
後
is it. Finally, the Lao Shu were all on the ground. Orlok heaved. Orlok's heavy panting echoed through the hall. I headed to Orlok to celebrate his victory when...
ようオルロック
Hey
お
Orlok,
疲れのところ
I know
悪い
you're
が
tired, but
俺
you
とも遊
mind
んでく
playing
れ
with
ね
me
えか
too? Gilbert, why you being a shit right now? Ugh. The setting sun shone upon a silhouette standing at the entrance. Gilbert Redford had appeared. Okay, I need to take a break and stretch. 1:30. I will be back right away here, you guys. That's the wrong one. Be good. Let us play. Gilbert Redford had appeared. Chapter 8. Final chapter. Here we go. Seep. Go back to Seep. Okay. As Orlok crushed the remaining Lao Shu, Gilbert Redford and his men appeared. The Visconti family had arrived.
うまく陽動に引っかかってくれて助か
Can't
った
say I'm
ぜ
disappointed that you
俺た
fell
ちは
for
な
my
お
plan.
前らが姿を
We've been
現す
waiting
のを
for
待っ
you
てたんだ
two. Hi. You
ラオ
used
シ
the
ュの
Lao
残党
Shu?
を利用し
人聞きの悪いこと
Come
言うな
on,
よ
don't say
俺は連
that.
中に
I
復
just
讐の
gave
機
them a
会を与え
chance
て
to
やっただけ
exact
さ
their vengeance is all.
ラオシュが俺を狙うのは
I know the Lao Shu
わかる
were after me.
俺が
They
ヤン
did
を
kill
殺し
their
たから
leader, Yang.
ああ狩猟を
Yep.
殺されたら
It
報
was
復に
only
出
a
るのは
matter
当
of
然
time.
そこに
Which
俺
is
たちが
where we
協力
came in.
を申し出た俺たちビスコンティは
We promised them
ラオ
we
シュと
wouldn't get
オル
in
ロッ
their
クの
way of
戦いを
beating
邪魔し
you
ねえっ
to
て
a
約
bloody
束
pulp.
でなラオシュはうまくいけば復
Their
讐が果た
success
せる
would have
し
avenged Yang's death and saved me
俺
the
たちはお
trouble
前
of
らが
clipping
消
you.
えればそれでいい
Gilbert looked over at the Lao Shu's bodies strewn across the church floor.
そいつらは俺が提
Gotta
示した
say,
条件で満足
I
して
got dealt a
この
good
作戦
hand
に乗っ
when
て
they
きたって
agreed
わ
to
けだ
my
教
idea.
会を占拠したことが
I knew our dear
聖女
saint
様と
would
やら
come
の耳に
running
入れば
if the church were
い
attacked,
ずれ姿を
but I
現
didn't
すと思って
expect
た
her
が
to appear this
こうも
quickly.
早々と来てくれるとはな
He looked at me with cold eyes. I asked him a question. Signor Redford,
どうしたシニョリーナ
what is it, Signorina? Why the Visconti? Why is the Visconti after us?
何も知らねえまま死ぬのも不憫
Is it
だ
unfair to die without
Ma-
knowing why?
教えといてやろう
I guess I could let you in on it. Why do you want to kill me? He replied to my question, but kept his eyes on Orlok the whole time.
お前らがあるかでファルツォ
I
ーネ
was
と
in the
騒
middle
ぎ
of
を
a
起こした
huge
日
deal when you two caused
俺は
that
大事な
ruckus
取
back in
引があって
Arca.
なお前らのせいで
My partner
取引
turned
は
tail,
白紙
and what's
ビスコン
worse,
ティのメンツは
our
丸潰れ
family
だ
name was tarnished. But how would we have known you had a deal,
シニョリーナ
Signorina?
In our world,
not knowing is a sin itself. His sharp glare made my breath catch in my throat. He then continued to speak, this time at me, not Orlok. I received reparations from the Foul Zone for what happened, but you folks haven't offered me a thing yet. Might I add, Signorina, you deceived the citizens here through the Lao Shu. If you ask me, you are also responsible for this. The Lao Shu deceived them of their own accord. Gilbert nodded, but continued with a frown on his face. Well, it is Yang. Frankly, it'd be a surprise if he weren't using you two. But can you say you had no responsibility in it? Responsibility. It must have felt nice being called a saint by your doting fans, right? No. I never thought that at all. Then why didn't you deny what was being said? His voice was now serious with anger. The people at the church were taken hostage, so she didn't have an option but to abide. Well then, everyone else in town can be sacrificed for the people at the church. That's not it. I wanted to protect everyone. The church, the town, everyone. No one listened to me when I said that I wasn't a saint. They kept listening to what the Lao Shu said. Which is why we went into hiding, so the Lao Shu couldn't use us anymore. I feel for you, really. Trying to go against Yang was something beyond your capacity. But the Lao Shu took money from people with you as bait, even from the elderly. I was so focused on trying to escape that I didn't notice what was happening to the others. I didn't know they were doing that. She was too focused on trying to protect herself and the church, so... Everyone has their reasons, but what's important is what was done. Words. He glared sharply at me from the corner of his eye. You chose to protect yourself and your own. That's something that benefits you. I have my reasons too, which is why I need to hold you two responsible. I understand now why you're after us, but I don't want you to include the church. Arca and the church here are neutral grounds. I won't do anything to the people here. They're all off limits. Now then, are we done? I ain't got all day. We're done. Orlok readied to stagger. The Visconti pointed their guns. Ah! Before I knew it, Orlok quickly grabbed me and threw me over his shoulder. Fire! He avoided the gunfire before it started and dove behind a pew. Hide here. Orlok spoke sharply, then ran back out into the fray. The Visconti were after me too, no doubt. I felt death creeping closer. Visconti! I'm right here. Unable to do anything else, the best I could do was manage to pray for Orlok to be safe. He was diverting everyone's attention so that no one would come after me. He was at a disadvantage in terms of numbers. Even so, Orlok maneuvered and struck in a way that wouldn't fatally wound them. Like I'd let you go. One of the soldiers with a bleeding leg grabbed onto Orlok's leg from the ground. Got you now. Another soldier fired his gun, seeing Orlok unable to move. What? He deflected it. The soldier froze, seeing Orlok parry the bullet with his dagger. I won't die here. Orlok kicked the man on the ground and freed himself. He weaved around the Visconti, stabbing each of them in turn. But none of it was enough to stop them. The Visconti continued charging at him relentlessly. It's as though they don't care if they die. There are too many of them. Sweat began rolling down Orlok's forehead. I could tell things weren't going well. Well, this is unexpected. You're not going to kill anyone? Gilbert Redford spoke coldly as he watched Orlok tire himself out. Sad, considering we came here with half the notion we'd die facing you. What do you mean? We have no chance against you. But no matter how powerful, how skilled, how battle-hardy you are, everyone gets tired. Then they get slow, and soon they're dead. They're decoys, meant to chip away at your strength until we emerge victorious. That's how the Visconti fight. Gilbert said, I'm just gonna throw away my men until you're dead. Sir, we fight like cowards. Yeah, he said, I'm gonna throw as many of my men at you as possible until you're dead. He gave a malicious laugh. With a roar, more men began charging it towards Orlok. Gilbert's a 5-pump chump. Oliver does all the work. Oh my god. We're gonna laugh hard about that next week. Orlok. So okay, I'm good. Orlok swung his dagger and kicked the men away from him one by one, but soon.
今だギル
Now, Gil! One of them finally grabbed a hold of Orlok and kept him from moving. Watch out! Why, you... I'm gonna think about that forever now because I'm so in love with Oliver. Hi, baby. I'm just sitting under my chair while I play my games. Oh my god, I'm getting lightheaded because I'm laughing too much. Why you? The bullet grazed Orlok's cheek. The gunshot was fired without any concern for the soldier holding him. Orlok punched the man and freed himself, panting heavily with his shoulders. I'm here all week, even though the weekend's in 3 hours. Me too, I'm here all week. You risking men's lives like this. I saw that Orlok was growing nervous at the sight of the Visconti fighting tenaciously. They don't care about losing lives as long as their family wins. All in the name of the family. They resolved to kill Orlok for marring their name. As with the Lao Shu, another side of the Mafia was revealed. The Visconti's unwavering devotion to the family instilled inside me a strangely familiar fear. Channel your inner John Wick, Orlok. You can do it, Orlok. We believe in you. Neither side was giving up. The smell of blood grew thicker by the second. Orlok's dagger swung slower with each blow he took. Damn it. I can still. Orlok grabbed the arm and shoulder of the soldier trying to stand up. A dull crack could be heard. The soldier held his shoulder and fell to the ground. Yeah! Orlok is really close to Warlock, which makes us his patron. The Dommy Mommy was ordained. Yeah! Yeah! You can do it, Orlok, because I said so. Orlok was covered in sweat and blood. He immobilized most of the soldiers. Okay, I'll give it a try. Cool, here. How soldiers... Nope. How... No. Do you know why I have such trouble with those words? It's because I have nerve damage in my tongue. So specifically, shoulder and soldier are hard for me. How shoulder would a soldier's shoulder if a soldier could shoulder shoulder. I miss so much. I wasn't meaning for you to speak that loud. Just get a cow. I tried so hard. Cool. But yeah, a lot of those SH words are really Those are the ones I slip on a lot just because of my nerve damage in my tongue. But I do pretty good. Like, most of the time, people don't even notice. Just because, again, I work customer service. So I get a lot of practice. Okay. Orlok was covered in sweat and blood. He immobilized most of the soldiers. I have the same problem. I tried it. S's kept fucking me up real bad. That's when I intended to avoid S words when speaking. Yeah. It was TMI trigger warning. You know when you get your wisdom teeth taken out and they're like, "Hey, sign this waiver because you might get like nerve damage in your mouth when we take them out." And it's like so rare that that happens to people. Yeah. When you get your wisdom teeth taken out, you have to like sign a waiver, as you do with like any surgery. You have to sign waivers to be like, yeah, I know, complications can happen, but specifically like with the dental surgery, because there's nerves in your jaw and stuff. When they're taking the tooth out, they can hit a nerve and it can like affect the nerves in your mouth. So when they were taking it out on the right hand side, best I can figure out is when the tooth came out, it grazed a nerve, and now I have no feeling in the left side of my or right side of my tongue. It doesn't hurt because it's just no feeling. And then yeah, so if I just eat on the right side of my mouth, I can still like feel things. I just can't taste them because of the nerve damage. But because it's only on like one side of my tongue, if I just eat like a normal person and use my full mouth, I can still taste everything. And because when you talk, you use your whole mouth and your whole tongue, I can still talk fine. It's just around like certain words and certain sounds of words like S and SH. You just have to, I just sometimes catch myself slipping, especially like soldier or shoulder, stuff like that. I catch myself slipping and not being able to form it correctly, especially when you're saying them one right after the other kind of thing. Yeah. It's fun. So there's some random trivia for you about me, a chaotic magic girl. Orlok was covered in sweat and blood. He immobilized most of the soldiers. No, you should get them removed. It's better for your dental health and your jaw health, because if your compacted wisdom teeth get infected, it can do much more damage in the long run to your health, and especially having like bad dental health can be really impactful to your long-term overall health. So like, even though I have like this tiny amount of nerve damage in my mouth, like it's so much better. I have such better overall health because I got mine taken out. So yeah, it's just a weird little quirk I have now. And a fun party trick, because I can literally put like the hottest hot sauce on that side of my tongue and I can't feel it. Or taste it. It's just nothing over there. Until it like gets onto like my gums or my cheek or something on that side of my mouth. Then I'm like, ah! Then it hurts. But the wear and tear accumulating on his body was apparent. Even then, Orlok's eyes glimmered with life and a resolve to endure. You monster. Wrong voice. You monster. The Visconti took a step back, seeing the intensity of Orlok's bloody form. Blood. The fight continued, but after a few moments, all the soldiers had fallen to the ground. That's my boy. Orlok was panting heavily, somehow still standing, somehow still conscious. Good job. Leave the rest to me. Gilbert Redford let his men know to stand down as he looked at Orlok. Orlok glared at him, and Gilbert gave a generous smile. My men all know that I'm the only one who can stop you. Which is why they fought you for my sake. You used your men to simply tire me out. Unfair, you think? Well, it doesn't matter, as long as we attain our goal. He spoke boldly, as if it were common sense. Working for the family is what being mafia is about. Gilbert! You're supposed to be an honorable man. Orlok studied his breathing. He then looked straight at Gilbert. I apologize for causing problems to the Visconti family. But I can't die here. I can't give up, no matter what. Orlok positioned his dagger again and spoke in a powerful voice. If you are planning to bring harm to the person I hold precious, I will defeat you with all that I have, no matter what it takes. We won't lose. I like simple solutions to simple problems. Guess we'll get it done now. Gilbert, is your earring a fleur-de-lis? Why do you have a French symbol, you Italian man? He gave an eerie smile and pointed his gun at Orlok. Orlok dodged the bullets and tried to close in like he usually did. Too many petals, you think? Maybe. I'd have to get a better look at it. But this time, he was tired and didn't have the stamina to continue fighting. Just throw your knife at his neck. I'm kind of mad at Gilbert right now. Soon, a bullet grazed his arm. Unable to help, only being able to pray was making me hate my very existence. Yeah, the fleur-de-lis in the narrator box, so who knows? I don't know. Is that a fleur-de-lis? It looks like. It's a Japanese game. Oops. Out of bullets. Sir, you're so dumb and pretty. He looked at his gun in his right hand. Now. Orlok kicked the ground and prepared to strike. Like that had happened. He read Orlok's move, and he quickly traded the gun in his hands and moved in. They crossed each other. Orlok! I screamed, expecting the worst. Gotcha. A gunshot resounded along the halls. What? He looked down at his bloody shirt without letting go of his guns. Yeah, that's right. That's true. Gilbert Redford slowly staggered, then crumpled to his knees. Where he belongs. Sorry, Gilbert. Dante! Wait. Why am I excited? Slowly but surely, I heard the footsteps approaching. I'm the one who's going to kill him. Everybody stop killing each other! Dante! I'm the one who's going to kill him. You had your turn. We just let you finish all over us. Now you want to do it again, sir? Stop it. Dante appeared in front of us. Falzone, the hell you done to Gil? You traitor, you ain't getting away. Dante glanced at the enraged Visconti. Then he calmly gave advice to the men. The wound doesn't look too deep. He may survive if he's brought to the hospital. It also meant that if they bothered with Dante now, they would let Gilbert die. I'll repay Gilbert however he wants later. I swear on my family name. That's dirty, Dante. So let me be for now. I'm the one who will kill Orlok. That's all that matters to the Visconti, isn't it? Whoa. Dante's words made the men murmur amongst themselves, but soon... We gotta save Gil! They all moved towards Gilbert. Someone, call the dog. Damn it. Get away from me. I can't let... Gil, you can do whatever later. First we need to make sure you make it. Yeah, your twink boyfriend's busy. Or your twink boyfriend is throwing a fit right now, Gilbert. They denied their boss's orders and carried him by his shoulders out of the church. The clamor moved away, and soon the area was filled with silence. Why did you save Gilbert? What do you mean? I was planning on killing him. That was my only option. After all,
Unlike the others, he isn't so weak where I can simply immobilize him. So I was baiting him to come to me to finish him off. These white-haired boys and wanting to finish Gilbert off. It scared me seeing Orlok pushed to his limits, but that was just part of his plan. Gilbert Redford would probably never leave in the middle of battle. The only way he would retreat was if his life was in danger. So Dante, you're free to imagine what you want. Dante nonchalantly replied as he glared coldly at Orlok. You are the source of all the Falzone family's problems. I need to finish you off myself. That is the only way I can avenge the deceased. Orlok twitched a bit, hearing the word deceased. You killed my father. You also killed Nicola. It happens. It's just Nicola. Dante's eyes were filled with hatred. As if that weren't enough, you've also dragged her around through danger. The one who is important to the Falzone. Oh no, Nicola. Anyways. Every time. That's not true. Orlok has been protecting me all this time. Dante looked at me for a moment, hearing my plea. The Falzone was protecting you. Orlok foolishly believed Rosberg's words and abducted you from her care. That is unforgivable. Yeah, he only murdered us 900 times. It's his turn to die like 3 times. It's fine. Dante is right. Orlok closed his eyes in pain. What I did was wrong. Hey, you're my twink. You don't get to decide that. Why are these twinks acting up? First Gilbert's twink, now my twink. Ugh. My heart gripped with pain, hearing Orlok's repentance. As the Falzone family's boss, I will kill you no matter what. Yeah. Okay, Nicola's not his man. Nicola is his cousin. His man is Gilbert. And Gilbert's not dead. I will kill you no matter what. Dante's eyes showed his conviction. The only resolution was death. Only one would survive. Dante suddenly snapped his fingers. Oh, another battle. A number of the Falzone family's men walked into the church. They were dragging with them. Unhand me at once. Huh? Your Excellency, why are you? Orlok sounded confused. We captured him while you were playing here at the church. Unhand me. You dare to defy the church? Silence.
Hi.
Dante coldly ordered Bishop Rosberg to hold his tongue. You're no different from the Lao Shu. You attempted to abduct her to gain the right to rule this land. Gilbert already has proof. Your actions are not on behalf of the church. Isn't that right, Rosberg? Orlok tried to say something, but the words wouldn't come out of his mouth. Your ambition ends here. You will pay for tainting our town and our family. Okay, you're being kind of hot again. Not just scary. And if Orlok is under you, then you are also involved with my father's murder. In other words, you have been acting on your own accord to end the Falzone family for years. Unfortunately for you, I'm not kind enough to allow you to escape.
Dante, stop it.
The church must see you as a nuisance as well. After all, a brother should be pious and true. Let me help the church. I. Orlok stuttered hesitantly, and in turn, Bishop Rosberg raised his voice in anger. How dare you, you filthy criminal! Mafia? I suppose that's one way to make your syndicate sound acceptable. Everyone knows the family, Falzone family, everyone knows the Falzone family is merely a criminal organization. Bishop Rosberg unleashed his emotions. I can't let the likes of you rule this town. You are not worthy of watching over the artifact that lies in Berlin. Dante stared at him coldly, but let him speak. The previous boss, Silvio Falzone, was a hooligan. We were in the right. He deserved to die. You're so rude. I see. Well said. I suppose you know what will happen next. Dante's nonchalant voice was followed with a gun pointed at Bishop Rosberg's face. I'll blow his face off. Do it. Do it. Bishop Rosberg's face paled. The trigger was pulled slowly. Orlok swallowed his breath. His fists were clenched, but he wasn't moving. Don't worry. The people you killed will welcome you on the other side. Dante pulled the trigger without remorse. Oh, that was cold. Ugh, my ice prince did so good. So proud of him. Bishop Rosberg's body couldn't hold its weight up and crumpled to the floor. Orlok bit his lips and looked at the body that was once Bishop Rosberg. Orlok. He looked at me with dull eyes. It's fine. His Excellency didn't denounce the killing of people. That is something I can't advocate. The path I once believed in, laid out by His Excellency, has diverged away from me. It's sad, but it's okay. I understand. Oh, baby. That's why I didn't stop Dante. I couldn't. Orlok mumbled without strength as he began to grieve. Dante stepped on Bishop Rosberg's bloodied body. Oh, so cold. Neither my father nor Nicola will return, even if this scumbag is dead. Dante slowly turned to Orlok. His eyes were burning with hatred.
Wait, please. Orlok was just being used by Bishop Rosberg.
Even so, he was the perpetrator of the killings. Dante is right. Orlok's calm voice didn't fit the current situation he was in. I killed the people, even if it was on his orders. The sins are on me.
Dante didn't change his expression as he extended his arm towards me.
I have no intention of harming Pinker. Hand her over. Now. Then, you will need to die. His heartless words brought a shiver down my spine. I can't let both of you go. Dante's eyes were now colored with madness.
The sins are on me. Yes, Orlok, we established that's why your hair is wet.
So many sins.
If I go, he's going to kill Orlok.
I stood between them to cover Orlok. Pink. I could hear Orlok speak my name in a quiet voice.
Senor Falzone, I won't go with you.
You choose death. Very well. I clenched my hands tightly, expecting death to fall upon me. Instead, what I heard took me by surprise. I'll give you time to say your farewells. Come to the ruins on the hill tomorrow night. If you don't come, I will hunt you forever.
Okay, is that a promise?
And with that, Dante called his men together and, without another word, left the church. Dante, we don't come. That's your skill issue. The church was shrouded in silence. The tension inside me eased, making my legs wobble. I think Dante made me come. I like a mean. That was close. I'm glad you didn't fall. For him. I did. Orlok quickly cradled me in his arms to keep me steady. I'm sorry. The blood.
It's okay. I'm happy you're still with me.
I felt Orlok about to release his hold, so I grabbed his hand to keep him close. Yeah, I will hunt you forever. Promise? Let's rest. Today was a bit too much to handle.
Yes, it was. And I need to patch you up.
The Laoshu and the Visconti were still unconscious on the ground.
Still holding hands, we slowly made our way out of the church. Orlok looked back and gazed at the now silent Bishop Rossberg. It was Orlok's final farewell to him. Dante's deadline was tomorrow night. We returned ourselves to the hideout in Creta to rest ourselves. Returned to the hideout in Creta to rest ourselves. Orlok practically eliminated the Laoshu family back at the battle at the church. The Visconti would likely prioritize getting their boss back to full health. As boss, Dante would probably not go against his word. Tonight was a night where we could rest without worry of being hunted, which is why we decided to return back to the hideout. I breathed a deep sigh after patching up Orlok's wounds. Soup. Hi, Undernight. How are you? Being here brought back memories from when we were living together. Good. That's good. Just bored? Well, we're getting the one more bad end and the best end in this game, PioFiore, and then we're going to look at time and see if we should get the good end of this game. I'm good. We're trying to untraumatize ourselves from the tragic end that we got last night. A lot of reading. Yeah. Visual novels are a lot of reading. But I like them. Orlok constantly worried about me, even when he was the one going out into danger. I also treated his wounds when he was shot. It all feels like so long ago. Pink? This is our love interest, this route. What is it? About Dante. He said he wasn't going to let us go, but what he said about not harming you is most likely true. Orlok? You were someone special to the Falzone family. Wait a minute. Don't you tell me to go to the Falzone. Just listen. Orlok interrupted, perhaps knowing how I was going to react. My soul is tainted with sin. Orlok, we literally just watched Dante shoot a man in cold blood in a church. 2 men. Like, you think he's not tainted too? I've killed many people up until now, and I've always thought what I did was right. It was because I didn't know any better, but that's just an excuse. He held his chest in agony. To be honest, I wondered before whether God wanted me to do that at all. But I kept telling myself that I was thinking about it because I was weak, that I didn't have enough faith. I wasn't thinking with my mind, and that is my sin. What were you thinking with? What were you thinking with? My little Catholic boy, what were you thinking with? That's a sin.
その代償を払うのは
His knife.
今なんだと。
The time to pay has come. Orlok. Orlok was facing his sins now. He understood Dante's anger was justified, and that he needed to pay for what he had done. Orlok opened his mouth to say something, but he closed it again tightly. After a moment of pause, he made the decision to speak.
それでも
Even so,
俺は死にたく
I
ない。
don't want to die.
ダンテの悲しみを思えば
Knowing Dante's
きっと
sorrow,
俺は
my death
死
isn't
ぬべ
enough
きで
to compensate for the things
それ
I've
でも
done.
足りないくらいなんだってわか
Orlok looked at me anxiously, like a lost child. Can we stop calling our love interest a child, please? Then, Orlok touched my hand hesitantly.
浅ましい願いなのは
I
分か
know
ってる
this is much to ask, especially considering my sins.
だけど
But
生きたい
I want to
あ
live
な
with
たと
you.
一緒に そのために
Even
ま
if
た
I have
罪
to
を背負うことにな
bear
っても
far greater sins.
ダンテを殺すことになっても
Catchy. I will kill Dante to live. Orlok looked at my eyes intently and continued.
それでも
So,
もしあ
if
な
you
た
will
が
be by my side
俺の
then.
そばに
His words sounded like a prayer. It's so cute. This route is so much like I understand this route is like murder, death, everyone's dying, bloodbath. But it's so less spicy than the other routes have been. Cole can attest to this. Like, have we even got a kiss, CG? No. Anyways, we're going to do the bad ending here. And then we'll come back and finish the good ending. I need a bit more time, I replied hesitantly. I'm sorry, Orlok. It's important enough that I want to think it over well. Living together with Orlok, that meant I would bear his sins too. It was something that I couldn't dare to respond to casually, or I wouldn't dare to respond to casually. I want to be by your side, Orlok. I love you, but I still need some time. Just a little while is enough. I simply don't want to give you a dishonest answer. Yes. Orlok nodded lightly. He moved his hand away and closed his eyes.
ごめんなさい
I'm sorry
変なこと言っ
for
た
saying that. My sins
俺
are
の
mine to
罪は
bear,
俺の罪だから
and mine alone.
俺は
I couldn't help
あ
but
なた
say
に
those
甘えよう
things
と
to
して
you.
た
I'll be fine.
いいんだ
You can forget
さっ
what I
きのこ
said.
とは忘れて
Oh, baby. This is a bad end I'm not happy about getting. Usually, I'm so happy about getting the bad ends. Orlok,
これまで
you've
あな
been
たに
so
はた
kind
く
to
さん
me
優しく
all
してもら
along.
ったのに
I should be satisfied with
そ
what
れ
you've
で十
shown
分
me.
なはずなのにそれ以上を
And yet,
求めてしまうところだ
I
っ
was
た
about to ask for more. Did I just hurt him? I worried a bit, but he showed me a smile and was replying to me quite calmly. I'm sorry, Orlok. I placed my hand over my chest and apologized, thinking of how pathetic I was. Don't worry about me. You should rest. You are just as tired after all. He encouraged me to lie down with his sweet and kind voice. But don't worry. Good night. He gently, yet somewhat forcibly made me lie down, then placed a blanket over me. The warmth quickly lulled me to sleep. Good night, Orlok. I slowly closed my eyes. I slowly awakened from my deep slumber. I opened my eyes just as slowly, trying to bring myself back to reality. Orlok? I shivered in the cold night air. I looked around for the bodily warmth that was beside me before I went to sleep. It's still dark outside. I woke myself up and looked around the room in search of Orlok. Instead, I found... God damn it! Awake, are you? Hi, Dante. It's like a jump scare in this route. Dante? What are you doing here? Did he change his mind? The Foul Zone had their own code of honor. I didn't expect them to go back on their word. I could feel myself going pale. I came for you. Let's go. Where's Orlok? I asked with a shaking voice. He's dead. God damn it, motherfucker, damn it, God. His cold, calm words brought a sharp pressure to my heart. You're lying. It's the truth. Orlok came to my manor all by himself. So I killed him by my own hand. It felt like the ground under me was crumbling. But that isn't... I never expected the last words we exchanged to be our last. Was it my fault? I didn't accept his offer, so... It still didn't seem real that Orlok was no longer alive. Let's go. Dante grabbed my arm and forced me to stand up. I followed without a word. I did not have the will to resist. Maybe Woody would have seen a different future had I answered differently. But it was too late. Orlok was gone. I don't care what happens anymore. What would happen to me? I wasn't interested in the slightest. Damn! Well, that was sad. Yeah. I said, give me a second to think. And Orlok said, well, I'm gonna go die then. This route's very dramatic.
I mean, all of them are, but like, that was a pretty dramatic reaction.
I'll be with you, no matter what happens.
Yeah. Orlok was just a troubled twink trying to escape a cult, and everyone kept killing him. Listen, that's what bad ends are. You know, either the protagonist dies or the love interest dies.
I'll be with you, no matter what happens.
I hope I put my everything into that voice line there for you guys. Pink. Orlok looked surprised, hearing my words. His eyes were quivering in anxiety. I looked straight at him with resolve. I didn't look straight at anybody in this game.
I'm bisexual. Ow! I love you, Orlok. Yes, you may have taken many people's lives. Even so, I still love you.
That makes it sound like I'm on the serial killer route, but I'm not. But I kind of am. He just doesn't enjoy it as much as the other one does.
Perhaps my feelings are sinful as well.
I recalled Dante's eyes were filled with hatred towards Orlok.
The people you killed and those related to them will probably hate me too. But I still love you, and my feelings won't change, no matter what.
I boldly confessed to him my feelings. I could feel his hand pulsing. Orlok whispered to me, his voice shaking as if he were about to cry. Pink, thank you. I want to protect you. I knew how he felt from his expression, his voice, and his eyes. If you become a target of hatred because of me, I will fight. I won't be scared or regret walking the path to greater sin for you. I am a sinner that needs to atone for his mistakes. Still, I need you with me. Orlok pleaded to me quietly, then came closer to me. I shyly looked at him in acceptance. Tears rolled out of Orlok's beautiful eyes. They were tears of happiness we both shared. And yet, my heart was filled with pain. His soft and kind lips touched mine. It felt like a pact had been made. I want to live with Orlok. I wanted to live with him in peace. That was our one and only wish. And that wish was filled with greed and sin. The next day, as Dante said, we visited the rooms where we were supposed to meet him. Finally. Jump scare. Dante was there alone. This is where the artifact is hidden. A perfect place for your life to end. So, are you ready to die? Dante looked sharply at Orlok. Orlok was standing next to me, and he took a step forward. I knew you were after me because you discovered that I killed your father. Dante's brow twitched a bit, the frown on his face unmoving. But I tried to turn a blind eye to it. because I wasn't sure how to respond. I didn't want to acknowledge that I killed your father. But that was wrong. Orlok's eyes showed regret as he looked straight at Dante. I took your family's life. I've done wrong and committed a terrible sin. I'm sorry, Dante. I don't want to hear your apology. Dante snarled with anger. I understand. I also know that taking my life won't heal the wound in your heart. Only now I can finally see and feel the hatred within you. Orlok's face twisted in sorrow as he spoke to Dante. I have someone special now, a person I am willing to sacrifice my life for. I want to be by her side. I want to feel her near me, so... I can't have you kill me, Dante. I want to be with her.
For love.
I want to live on with her.
He wants to feel us from the inside. Not in a murderous way. Like, damn. Finally. Dante responded to Orlok's words with an indiscernible expression. After following His Excellency's orders, I finally have something I truly want. I won't allow it to be taken from me. So I will kill you, right here and now. And I'll find a new path with her by my side. Orlok brandished his dagger and looked at Dante with resolve in his eyes. Dante's eyes had been filled with a murderous rage, but they seemed to have softened a bit. I'm mafia. I've had my share of people with grudges against me. I've killed as well. If you are of the same convictions as... Fucking words. If you are of the same convictions and are willing to dirty your hands for what you seek, then let us duel to the death. Of course, I have no intention of dying here. Dante and Orlok's conviction. They were going to fight for what they believed. And they were willing to tread the same path and commit any sin. Please, come back alive. Boom! The battle began with a gunshot. Orlok jumped to the side and dodged the bullet, quickly closing the distance to Dante. Dante used the butt of his gun to parry Orlok's attempt to stab him at his throat. They each drew back from each other. Dante's shots were exact and ruthless, each forcing Orlok to run. But the bullets weren't fast enough to impede Orlok's acceleration. Orlok saw an opening and dove in to attack. But his dagger only broke the skin. Do you think you can kill me with that? Dante yelled with no concern for the blood seeping out. The battle continued without an end in sight. Please, I continued to pray as I looked on as a witness to the ensuing battle. I can read. I got you. Dante pointed his gun at Orlok, who had moved within range. Orlok! The bullet pierced Orlok's body. His shoulder bled a deep red as he yelled. I won't die. I'm going to live. He forced his injured hand's fingers to shift the dagger into his left hand. He sped towards Dante without remorse, and all these men penetrating each other over us. Damn! His dagger punctured Dante's chest. I won't apologize for killing you. Instead, I will remember you until the end of my days. I will live with the sin of taking your life. So please, suit yourself. Dante sighed at his words. For some reason, it almost felt like he was smiling at the result. I lost in battle as the Falzone family's boss. That's all. His azure eyes slowly lost their light. Go wherever you want. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Damn, that's nihilistic. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Dante, baby. I still love you. I love you more than Orlok. His words were harsh, but his expression was calm and serene. Dante. Before his last breath, Dante looked at me and tried to say something to me. But words didn't escape his mouth. He fell to the ground and was silent. Seeing him take his final breath, Orlok fell to his knees on the spot. Orlok! I hurriedly ran towards him, calling his name. He had fought bravely to this day. Starting with the siege against the Lao Shu, he fought Yang and his men. He fought the Visconti family and Gilbert. And just now, he fought Dante, the proof of their the proof of their battle etched upon his flesh. I'm fine, he mumbled to me after hearing me call his name. Thank goodness. I'm so happy you're still alive. I couldn't suppress my emotions any longer. The tears I held back spilled from my eyes. Thank God. I understood how sinful those words were. The happiness that we achieved came from the sacrifice of many people's blood. Yes, it's finally over. Yes, it is. I embraced Orlok strongly, but carefully, so I didn't worsen his wounds. We held each other to make sure we were still both alive. We left Berlin immediately after the battle against Dante. It was hard to leave the land I once called home, but Gilbert Redford still presided over the town. We couldn't stay here anymore, lest we risk losing our souls to more sin. And, with nowhere to go, luck appeared in front of us to save us from our situation. The young boy we met at the ruins, Emilio, he invited us to come to the church. We were placed under the church's custody and lived a life of daily prayer to God. We wouldn't forget the sins we bore, which was why we promised to live a life devoted to helping others in need. Emilio granted us our wish. We were now working at the church's orphanage and taking care of the children there. Orlok, over here. It's dangerous running around there. Tickle time. Here we go, Orlok. It's not fair. I stood and watched with a basket of laundry in hand. I gave a happy smile, seeing Orlok play so happily with the children. It seems he has recovered. Ah! I still couldn't get used to him appearing like this, even after being here for months. Emilio was like a shadow. He would often appear next to or behind us without a sound. Emilio, please stop that. He gave a childish smile. He was always like this. No matter how many times I asked him to stop doing that, he never answered. Well, at least he's not hurting like before. I sighed a bit, at which Emilio responded. I see. So he's finally gotten used to the prosthetic arm then. Yes. During the battle against Dante Falzone, he took a hit to his right shoulder, but nothing I did could treat his wound. Unable to see a doctor, he lost the use of his arm and it had to be removed. After our escape, Emilio prepared a prosthetic arm made using the latest technology. At first, Orlok had problems using it, as it didn't move as swiftly as he wanted. Orlok's cyberpunk now! Why don't you go and join? Huh? But I have the laundry too. Come now. No one will be upset over a basket of laundry. Off you go. Huh? He pushed my back and I stumbled forward. Only recently, I found out how stubborn Emilio could be. Oh, Emilio. I gave up and placed the basket on the floor. Then I went out to play with Orlok and the kids. Oh, sis, what's the matter? I came to help Orlok. Help? That's right. It's my turn to tickle you too. Cut it out, sis. Oh my god, nope, don't like that voice. We laughed and frolicked on the lawn while bathing in the warm sunlight. Orlok and the kids were having so much fun. I prayed earnestly that the time we spent here together would last forever. May God's blessing be upon you. Dun, 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 dun. Looks like the kids are tuckered out. After a long day of playing, the kids were fast asleep on the lawn. Aren't you tired too? Kids can drain a lot of energy after all.
Yes, it was a bit tiring, but I don't want to have any more regrets. Orlok lay down on the ground and looked up into the skies. If only I could have played a while longer with Luca.
Why'd you guys bring that up? I was just enjoying this so much. Yes, that would have been nice. Remembering Luca brought back vivid memories of regret. I wonder what Orlok is looking at. Interested in what Orlok was seeing in the sky, I quietly peeked into his face.
Is there a problem?
I just wanted to see what was reflecting off your eyes.
I see you.
I couldn't help but giggle in response. True, I only see you, too. How does your right arm feel? Emilio was curious to know.
Well, I think it's fine.
Orlok moved his arm a bit and nodded. That's good to hear. He wore gloves on his hands like before. But now, I couldn't feel warmth from his right hand. Let me know if you need anything, okay? Thank you. But I'm fine for now. Well, I suppose you do use your left hand pretty well, too. For what? What he used that hand for? What he used that hand for? Well. I'm ambidextrous. It doesn't make much of a difference, really, for knife holding. I was thinking more, cupping. Yeah. Huh? I didn't know that.
Well, I used to be left-handed, but I trained myself to use my right hand. So using my left hand isn't difficult.
No wonder he can use that hand so well. I wish I'd known earlier. Cupping peaches, right. Yeah. Old traditions of the church associated with left-handedness were superstitious beliefs. I recall hearing that Bishop Rosberg was very pious, so... Seeing me go silent, Orlok hesitantly began to speak.
Back when I was shot while shopping, I was able to mend wounds myself, so...
Ah. He was referring to the night when I took the bullet out of his arm. But I wasn't able to say that back then. I don't know why either. But now I know. I wanted to feel your touch. Sinister actually means from the left, which is why the church is conservative. But I'm left-handed. So, does that make me sinister? Orlok. He looked at his prosthetic right hand, then smiled before looking into my eyes.
I lost the hand to give my blessings, but I received something in return. The greatest blessing. The greatest blessing of them all. You. and it came with time that I could spend with you. Orlok smiled ever so preciously.
I'm happy I'm with you too.
I nodded and smiled back with happiness. Pink? Can you kiss me?
Huh? No. We're outside and the kids are right there.
I'm just filled with such joy right now, so I want to receive your blessing. Am I asking too much? He looked at me with his deep eyes and cherry lips. Unable to refuse his adorable request, I let out a sigh.
Why, you... Just today, you hear?
Yes. I'm so happy. Thank you.
We hadn't lost our faith in God, but we wouldn't be bound by him either. It was because we learned that our future could only come from taking action ourselves. Behind us were countless bodies, which is why we needed to live a meaningful life, no matter how difficult or painful our future may be. No matter how many times we endured suffering and sadness, we would live together, hand in hand, forever. Under the blue sky, where Orlok and I were living our lives to this day. Finn! So that is the perfect ending. The best ending. And it's going to be a countdown to 1 and say on an unlocked Gills route now, finally. Saving your system data. Orlok's short story is unlocked. Yay. And we're back. Hello, Cole. Alright, we're going to bang out this last ending, and then we will be good to go. Hey-ya. Alright, we'll get the guide back up. There it is. So for normal ending, we go to chapters, Orlok, go to 7, affinity, high, tolerance, low. Yes. We're gonna bang it out hard, bang out to the competition. Fast forward, more than meets the eye. A little bit of fast forwarding here. See what happens. Get some water. He's fighting Yang. Yang's gonna die again. So sad. Skip this, it said. I didn't want to save. Bo-ba-do-ba-do. Maybe you've got a fever. I don't think so. Orlok stretched his arms and jumped up and down to show he was fine. Hold on there. Your wounds aren't... I'm fine. The wounds are from Yang. The wounds from Yang still hurt, but they aren't much to worry about. Are you sure? Yes. I'm absolutely fine. I think. Well, If you say so, but please don't push yourself.
わかった。
Understood.
心配してくれて
Thank you for your
ありがとう。
concern.
Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Fight, fight, fight. Chapter 8. Hofnog. Okay, so this chapter is all going to be new stuff. So you can take that away. As Orlok crushed the remaining Lao Shu, Gilbert Redford and his men appeared. The Visconti family had arrived. Can't say I'm disappointed that you've... Oh, nope. We got same stuff. Oh, here was new stuff. Orlok was beyond tired, but he still moved faster than the rest. He weaved through the gunshot wounds, or the gunshots, and headed towards Gilbert Redford. Ugh. Orlok thrust his dagger, slicing Gilbert's abdomen and drawing blood. More gunshots were fired, and forced Orlok to stay within striking range.
We'll cover you, Gil.
邪魔はさせない。
I won't let you.
Orlok reacted immediately and stabbed the man in his arm with his dagger. Orlok caught the knife that fell from the man's hand and then turned to throw it. Another man who tried to attack from behind was struck and fell to the ground.
Don't focus on me. Just keep moving. But Gil!
Orlok weaved again through the men, taking advantage of their confusion. Each swipe of his dagger brought down more of the Visconti soldiers.
You're supposed to keep eyes on Orlok. Never mind me. If I die, I probably deserved it anyway.
He yelled at his men while shooting at Orlok.
But we can't leave you like that, Gil.
Orlok took down the Visconti men one by one, without fail. Soon enough, all the men surrounding him had fallen. And finally... Oh, he's just killing them this time.
これで
Now,
もう残りはあなただけ。
You're the only
Visconti
Visconti
no
left, Gilbert
ギルバート・
Redford.
レッドフォード。
Orlok finally defeated everyone who had tried to protect Gilbert Redford. They were all still alive. Oh! But unable to move their arms or legs, lying incapacitated. Orlok kicked off the floor with all his might and sped towards Gilbert.
予定が狂ったな。
That didn't go as planned. He mumbled as he watched Orlok rushing towards him. But
この距離なら避けらんねえだろ。
you can't avoid this, can you? Without a flinch, he pointed his gun. I bit my lip to hold back a scream.
The gun fired. Blood gushed out of Gilbert's body. As Gilbert fired the gun, Orlok had fearlessly closed in to strike. He barely dodged the bullet and stabbed Gilbert in the stomach. You bastard! More shots were fired, but they all missed Orlok. Gil, watch out! One of the men stood up with loose arms. What? Jumping between the two. He took the dagger in place of his boss. After wobbling for a bit, he suddenly crumpled to the floor. Next. Another of the Visconti stood up, ready to jump in between them, but... Out of my way. Stay down. His loud voice kept the Visconti at bay. Damn it. I'm gonna... Stop it. You're gonna hit Gil. What the hell are we supposed to do then? The Visconti weren't able to shoot when the two were so close to each other. Orlok raised his dagger to draw Gilbert's eyes, and then... I'll end this. He kicked Gilbert in the jaw. The kick knocked him back, but he still held his ground and pulled the trigger. Orlok barely dodged the bullet, surprised at Gil. You're still... Yeah. This isn't going to end until one of us dies. Damn, Gil. But... Orlok froze, feeling the pressure. Gilbert Redford pointed his gun straight at Orlok's head. Orlok! Their bodies crossed to deliver the final blow. Blood dripped from the dagger. The Visconti boss, Gilbert Redford, fell to the ground. He glared at Orlok, fighting the escape of blood from his mouth. You won, Orlok. But it'll be hell for you, no matter where you go. You've got every single eye of the Mafia on you now. You're never gonna find peace until you kill every last one of them. Damn, Gilbert. He coughed up blood from his mouth. Gil! You will never get away. Someone will find you and kill you both. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. His eyes were filled with hatred as he cursed the both of us. Then, while still glaring at us, Gilbert Redford drew his last breath, consumed by anger until the very end. This is the good end? Was this the Mafia? I felt a shiver run down my spine at the thought of this terrible hatred. Damn it, Gil. One of the men mumbled, and then... You're not getting away. I'll kill you. More hatred spread like wildfire. I didn't want to kill him, but it was the only way to stop him. Orlok. Orlok stood there, in sorrow amidst the blood and rage. All I could do was gaze at him. Die. Good, because Gilbert died apparently. Yeah, what's good about that? He's so hot and so dumb. Why does he have to die? The remaining men dragged themselves up and charged towards Orlok. Some held their guns limply in their dangling arms, while others forced themselves up on broken legs. Ugh. Sweat and blood rolled down Orlok's forehead. Despite his exhaustion, Orlok finally took down all the remaining Visconti once and for all. The fires of hatred around him were extinguished, and the main hall fell silent once more. Why? Why did this happen? Orlok looked down at the bodies as he tried desperately to hold back tears. He was forced to fight, enduring the collective hatred of an army. But in order to maintain peace, he needed to end their lives. It was a paradox. Unable to find the right words to console him, I instead tried reaching for his hand. As I walked towards him, a familiar voice echoed through the church. Gilbert died, did he? Dante! Stop it! That voice. Looks like the Visconti lost. Dante Falzone was standing there at the entrance to the church, all alone. Why are you here? Why else but to kill you? More death. Why? Why is Orlok being pursued so ruthlessly? First the Lao Shu, then the Visconti. And now Dante Falzone was standing up against the injured Orlok. Orlok tried to calm himself as he turned to Dante with a dagger in hand. I have no intention of being killed. I will kill you and live with the one I hold dear. You're telling me you have the right to do that? Orlok barely dodged the bullet. But he wasn't as nimble as before. Shot after shot, the bullets began to graze him. Orlok! I couldn't stand seeing him get hurt anymore. My voice called out his name on its own. I may not have the right, but I still... Orlok leapt as several more shots were fired. He pointed his dagger at Dante's chest. Dante used his hand to stop the dagger. Grasping the blade that impaled his hand, he glared at Orlok. As long as I've lived in the Mafia, I've lived amongst death, many by my own hand. Do you seriously think you can escape this world so easily? Dante fired his gun point blank, and a dark red seeped across Orlok's abdomen. Even still, I've decided to live with her forever.
Orlok shouted loudly, then pulled the dagger out to create distance. You can't use your left hand now. Dante glared coldly at Orlok. I only need one hand to kill you. Blood spurted from Orlok's shoulder. But Orlok's dagger caught Dante on the shoulder as well. Orlok quickly pulled the dagger out. Dante held back his pain. With one knee to the ground, the blood from his shoulder splattered on Orlok. Orlok raised the bloody dagger, ready to strike. I need to kill. I need to kill everybody. If I don't, I'll be hunted forever. So I... Not even a sliver of resolve. Huh? You were the same that night in Valeno. You've always taken one step back from me. The same is true now. You haven't shown the resolve to kill, even when your life is at stake. Dante spoke calmly and fearlessly, even with the dagger hanging above him. You don't have the right to fight. If you do not kill, you will be killed. But you still can't do it. Dante. He's murdered everyone in this room, baby. Mind your manners. I will tell you this. You both have no future if you don't kill me. That's good voice acting. Orlok screamed and held the hilt tight. Then he swung down. Stop! I grabbed onto Orlok's arm. Please, Orlok, stop this already. If you kill Dante now, you're going to regret it the rest of your life. But... We won't have a future if we don't kill him. As long as he's alive, we'll be hunted for the rest of our lives. And he's probably right, but you don't want to kill people anymore, right, Orlok? If you can't kill me, I'll kill you. His voice was quiet, yet threatening. Orlok kicked Dante in the right hand before he pulled the trigger. Oof. The gun slid away from Dante's hand. Orlok quickly punched Dante right in the stomach. Ugh. Dante folded forward from the strike. Orlok prepared to strike again. Orlok! He halted. Pink. I can't kill anymore. My sins are only getting worse. The hatred never ends. The grip on his dagger weakened. I believe you. I believe when you say you accept me as I am. Orlok turned his back to Dante and looked at me with tear-filled eyes. Let's escape. Together. Yes. I moved closer and held his bloody body gently in support. Wait. I could hear Dante's hatred-filled voice trying to stop us from behind. but we chose to exit the church without turning back. There were 3 mafia families in Berlin. Amongst them, the Lauschu and Visconti lost their heads and could no longer move. The other boss of the Falzone family was still alive, but it seemed they were occupied with trying to resolve the chaos that struck the town. And amidst the chaos, we quietly made our escape from Berlin. Okay. A few days had passed since I lost Orlok at the church. The wounds I had sustained were not shallow. How ironic that the person who killed my father let me live. This is Dante's perspective. The Visconti family and the Lauschu weren't able to move without their leaders. The only ones who could were the Falzone. I'll take care of those 2 groups soon. Berlin will once again be ruled by a single family, just as before. With much to do, I headed to the forest with a purpose. Unhand me. What are you doing? I looked at the man my men captured and dragged out of the car. Josef von Roseberg, I presume, as the boss of the Falzone family who governs Berlin. I'm here to kill you. Now stay still. You're free to fight, but it will only prolong your suffering. Bishop Roseberg will die in an unfortunate accident. The rain last night caused the ground to collapse, leading to his death. What are you saying? You dare try to. We have proof of your misdeeds. The church will not offer you protection. Now I can get rid of you without any obstacles. Impossible. I will pay you. How much do you want? Please spare me. I simply wanted to help Berlin. I only wanted to help. Yes, the Falzone family are the rightful rulers of Berlin. So please. Scum. That ended quickly. That wasn't even me making a joke. That was the actual narration of the game. Damn, game. That went hard. The death of a single lowlife was not enough to make me feel better. Oh no, the bishop died. Anyway. Those 2 are next. I'll find them and kill them with my bare hands. Damn, Dante. Getting a little Yang vibe from you in this route. Whew. Is it hot in here or is it just me? Orlok and I made our escape, and we were living on the run. We couldn't remain in a single location or have our identities disclosed. I think we can escape from them if we go past the border. I sure hope so. We whispered to each other while the train rocked back and forth. I want to make something for you, so we can enjoy a nice meal together. Yes, I'd like that too. One day, we'll buy a house where we can live together. I can't wait. I imagined his plans for our future. He was with me now, and that was all that mattered to me. I felt as though our sins were constantly lurking behind us. We had been running and running from our sins to this very day. Our dark past trailing us like a shadow. Even so, I wanted to keep my hand on Orlok's, so our only choice was to run. I hope we can find a place with good ingredients. Oh, and I want to buy some new clothes for you. Clothes? But I'm fine with what I have. Well, the fabric has been through quite a bit of damage. I can only mend it. I can only do so much to mend it. Really? Well then, I want to buy some clothes for you too. For me? Yes. But I'm not sure what women like. Can you help me pick them out? Of course. I'd be delighted. Thank you. We conversed like any other couple, as if we were at peace. But we fully understood that the future we imagined would never be. Even so, even if it was just a fantasy, all we wanted was to spend our time together in peace. I was certain we both had the same desire deep in our hearts. There's something I want to tell you when we get to the next town. What is it? By the time I asked, Orlok was already sound asleep. Orlok, are you awake? I was surprised to see how quickly Orlok fell asleep. I guess it can't be helped. He hadn't yet healed from his wounds, and still he was fending off everyone who would come after us. May he rest peacefully, at least for now. A single thought came to mind while I was looking at Orlok. That I loved him. I may not fight like Orlok, but I was still tired from all the moving and running. My tired mind slowly beckoned me to slumber as well. Good night, Orlok. I slowly closed my eyes, feeling the warmth from Orlok's body next to mine. We leaned on each other as the moving train lulled us gently into sleep. It was quiet and peaceful now. My only desire was that we live together in this new peace forever, which is why I left that town. The blade of vengeance may be creeping from behind us at this very moment. Even so, I will never regret my choice. The light from the setting sun shone in, casting a warm red across our cheeks. I pray that we stay strong together as long as we can. That is the only reason Orlok and I are running with our hands clasped together. Until death do us part. That's why it's only the good end, because they're literally living on the run. It's very sad. But I still like it. Let's see if we can get onto Gilbert Redford's route. Yeah,
We got justice on the bishop. Okay, so let's double check that I got all of his endings. Let's go to extras. Progress. Yep, Warlocks, it's complete. Perfect. See, Dante, Nicola, Yang, and Orlok are all complete. Last one, Gilbert. And since it's just a bunch of fast forwarding, we'll get us onto Gilbert's route. I think it's just a bunch of fast forwarding. No, I don't want to watch. Hold on, I need to read this. Gilbert's route will only be available after completing the previous 4 love interests. Some meanwhile stories in this route will play automatically in this guide. I will only be listing the ones that should be played manually. You will need to play the after stories to collect all the CGs. Okay, I don't need to play those to start this. Okay, B. Skip. I just want to make sure we can get onto Gilbert's route. And then we're going to call it a night. Dante Falzone, blah, blah, blah. Say good morning. Watch that. Oh, this is new. Giovanni, you'll have a happy life. What do you mean? I don't have a mom or a dad. Yes, and not having a parent is a very sad burden to bear. I know how you feel, Giovanni. I don't have parents either. Ugh. But don't worry. Huh? I've been happy living here at the church. I'm sure you'll be happy too, just like me. We have Sister Sophia, who is like our mother to us, and Elena, who's like our sister and my wife. Let's not forget all the adorable little brothers and sisters we have here too. I'm very happy and blessed to have everyone around me every day. That's what makes you happy, sis? Yes. Well, I guess I do have lots of brothers and sisters around. The church is like a family to me. Yes, we are all of us a family, one that can make so many fun memories together. Okay, I've actually confirmed what I need to confirm, which is that, yes, I can get onto Gilbert's route. So, let's just finish the 2 prologue days. It's fine. Oh, and I know this might be a bit difficult to understand now, but
I think each one of us can determine what our own happiness will be. It is our own life's journey to discover what that is. It isn't up to God to force us to be happy if we don't want to be. So it's not up to God to make me happy. I should try and make myself happy. Yes, absolutely. I nodded with a smile as I looked at Giovanni, who was deep in thought. Even if the world told him he was blessed and should be happy, he needed to believe in himself for those words to have any meaning to him. Fast forward, more than meets the eye. I understand why they would want to leave for the city. Oh, don't tell me you wish to go too. I don't know what things are like outside of Arca. And sometimes I think about how things might be in places outside of Berlin. Well, after seeing what's out there, I bet you'd turn around and come right back. I think you're right. There is something special about our hometown after all. Interview. Stop it, Roberto. A bit flustered, I stood in front of Roberto. What? Get out of my way. He's right. He was enjoying a cup of coffee, and then he helped pick up these lemons for me. That's all. This is Arca. There are no restrictions on who can stay and who should leave. Isn't that right? Yeah. Fuck the police. That's Roberto. He's a police officer. I can say that to him. Fine. I'll consider what you've said as a citizen. Well, that was something. Ask a question. Can I ask you something? Just because we're in 1920s Italy doesn't mean we're in a fascist state yet. Exactly. Hmm? Are you on bad terms with Roberto? That's a surprising question. I can't say we're all buddies, but we're not on bad terms. He usually doesn't come after me like that. I suppose he just woke up on the wrong side of bed. He's human after all. I can tell he's choosing his words so that it doesn't come out badly, but it also seems like he didn't really care. Thank you for answering my question, Signor. It makes a lot of sense now. After nodding in thanks, I decided to let him carry my bag for me. Dante and Nicola talk about me. Huh? My curiosity is getting the better of me. What should I do? Speak to the person. Maybe I should talk to him. I followed him casually without much thought. Good evening. You're... I saw you passing by a moment ago, so I just wanted to come greet you. I live here at the church.
Yes, I know.
Really?
I rarely come by to pray, but I have seen you a number of times before. I need to know who you are. I think you're important to this route, though. And I don't remember who you are, and it's bothering the hell out of me.
I see. I'm sorry. I didn't know who you were until you spoke to me today.
There's nothing to apologize for. I've only seen you, and I've never spoken with you before.
Yes, but you did speak to me, and here we are now. Your words helped bring us together.
I just wanted to confirm.
Confirm what? What is he trying to say? He didn't say a word. Silence fell over us, and after some time, I decided to speak. It would have been nice to chat a bit longer, but I need to get back. Good night, and farewell this hour.
Same to you.
Okay. I bowed my head and turned around as I began to step back into the hall.
Wait, Signora.
I turned around at his sudden words.
If you don't mind, may I come to see you tomorrow? Perhaps we might take a walk to better get to know one another. That is, again, if you don't mind. Who are you? I don't remember. But literally, you have a portrait. You have to be plot important. His request surprised me. Why, thank you for the gracious offer. It was just a hunch, but I felt that what he wanted to talk about was going to be very important. Grazie.
It would be an honor to go on a date with a fine lady such as yourself. Huh? Wait, this is a date? He beamed with a bright smile as I tried to hide my troubled expression. I guess it's a date? I mean, he did ask me out, I suppose.
I will come by again tomorrow.
Yes. I could only return a half-hearted reply. As we parted ways, I finally got back to the hall to close the doors to the church. Give thanks for the day. I don't know, Cole. I don't remember. The last time I played this game in full was 3 years ago, and I played it once. So some of the details are just... I needed to make a decision on the night. As the leader of the Lao Shu left the church, should I shake hands with them? Should I entrust the keepers of the grave with this mission? I could become the head of the church if I got my hands on the artifact in that town. But I have been having flashbacks as of late. Flashbacks of when I planned on relinquishing my position. Flashbacks of when I returned to Veneto to find her. Okay, Gil's route is the most complete route of this game. So it should like tie everything nicely together. Come to think of it, I'm supposed to meet that person today. We don't even know his name. Oh, I don't think we set a time for us to meet. Maybe he's planning to come at night like he did yesterday. I'm so fucking confused. What is going on? Well, I do need to go out for the provisioning, so I won't return until later tonight anyway. Game Pink has 0 sense of self-preservation. Yeah, game, come on. Perhaps I won't be able to meet him, even though we made a promise. I'm such a horrible person. I can only hope that I'll be able to meet with him another time. And when I do, I'll apologize right away. You're right. He is a nice person, blah, blah, blah. Orlok's grabbing us, because that's what he does. Fast forward. Mission. That was unexpected. I didn't think she'd remember me. I've never even spoken to her before. Who would have expected she'd notice? I can't have her get too close to me. At least not yet. What should I do? Maybe I should just stay away from the church for now. The thought made my heart feel very heavy. After all, the church was the only place in town that actually made me feel like I was at peace. What to do? It's been 5 years since I came to Berlin. From ancient times, the church entrusted the Falzone family to protect Berlin and the artifact as the keepers of the grave. If this was a horror story, this would be some guy who magically imperceptible. We're the story victim who notices him. We could still be. I don't remember. He might be the villain. He could be the villain. Is he the villain? I don't know. I don't fucking know anything. But the Falzone family abused their power and fell into a life of crime. Shut up! I just want to kiss Gil. Following internal strife, they allowed a new criminal organization to appear in town. Worse, they stood by as criminals from another country took over the territory. He's not a virgin. He's Orlok's dad. It's obvious that the Falzone had lost all rights to their dominion over Berlin. Unfortunately, mean virgin. Okay. Even we are not able to intervene so easily. Hence, you were tasked as a disciple to monitor Berlin until the time comes to act. Understood, Your Excellency. As a disciple, I swear that I will follow your orders as you command. I am counting on you. With that said, I give you your mission. First, regarding the Falzone.
I need to hide the fact that I'm a member of the church, which is why I tried to avoid getting too close to anyone, but recently I turned towards the direction I came as I tried to clear my muddled mind.
Look at how cute I am. Just keep smiling. Hi, Gilbert. I should be on your route now. What's going on there? Maybe I should check it out. No sense of self-preservation. Thief, you took my wallet. Bastard, learn your place. What's going on? What are you doing to this poor child? Shut up. Mind your own business. No, this has to stop. I'm calling the police. Yeah, do it. Bring them. They weren't backing down, even after hearing my threat. What should I do? Half a dozen thoughts crossed my mind when all of a sudden, if these kids are hurting for loot, if we kill these kids for hurting Luca, no one will care. Yeah, but unfortunately, we're not that ballsy. We're just a sweet little church girl. Stop it. It's our new man. A stern voice suppressed the clamor. From amongst the crowd came, "Hi, sweetie." And there he is, our original sin. Lust. Incarnate. Listen, every other man in this game is drawn like willowy and a little bit dainty, even though Yang is like strong. Gilbert is drawn like a man. There's nothing dainty about this one. I love him. Okay, Gilbert Redford. Hey, what the hell's going on here? What's this about a thief? I just want him to choke me. Okay, we're done. We're on his route. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.